Would you like to win this beautiful P&H home? Would you like to win America's finest home furnishing? Stay tuned for the exciting new quiz, Feather Your Nest.
Hi there. I'm Robert Ryan. I'm speaking from the set of my new picture, so I hope you'll excuse my attire. The National Foundation for Infantile Paralysis has asked me to explain just how important your contribution is to the 1955 March of Dimes. First, your dimes and dollars are needed to produce vast quantities of the Dr. Salk polio vaccine. Think of it. Should this vaccine be everything the scientists hope it will be, and we'll know for sure by spring, we'll have enough on hand to offer to 9 million susceptible people this year. Not next year, but this year. Second, your dimes and dollars are needed to provide aid to those who already have polio, and those who will get polio this year before the polio vaccine can come into general use. So you see, in the 1955 March of Dimes, you're really trading your money for the saving of lives threatened by polio. Send your dimes and dollars to your local March of Dimes headquarters.
The National Broadcasting Company presents Feather Your Nest with Bud Collier and Janice Carter. The exciting new show where you can win America's finest home furnishings. And to make all your dreams come true, this beautiful prize-winning P&H home. Now let's go out on the terrace to meet the star of our show, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much. Well, with the start of a new year ahead of you, we have the start of a new home. Mrs. Snyder walked off with that last home very happily on Friday, and we hope you were sharing her joy and radiance as she and the family, who we found out they have 3 children. They've been living in a 3-room apartment over there in Brooklyn. They really flipped when they won that home. Brand new P&H home, as Randy Kraft told you at the start of the show. You'll learn more about the drawing for that later. But right now, let's find out about at least one room at a time. And in charge of that, as always, our own lovely Janice Carter.
Happy New Year once again, and thank goodness my cupboard's bare. You know, I think today, of all the days in the year, we have to try to get back to normal, physically as well as mentally. And maybe you're going to, too, just as soon as those scraps are left over in the kitchen. That doesn't change our beautiful kitchen any, of course. I'll be drinking lots of Flavor-Matic coffee made for you by West Bend in their electric percolator, and I'll be eating lots of salads with it, too. And that'll be in the loving, gleaming disc salad bowl in aluminum. And it helps, too, if everything you eat are on beautiful dishes. Today, as always, there'll be our Stangerware, and this is in the lovely Golden Harvest design. And with it, of course, the beautiful flatware in stainless steel, made in Holland for you by Soda, in their Cora design. May I remind you that that's the award-winning flatware in stainless steel for the year. As always, our table and our chairs are made for you by Crown. The other side of my kitchen is all covered with West Bend, as always, and that's the roaster fryer in stainless steel and the 4-piece waterless aluminum cookingware set by stainless steel, plus the lovely little Trig tea kettle. And today we have a new item, and that's the lovely 7-piece set of stainless steel cooking utensils, plus the lovely fat bag of Ostello sponges. Have you used these? They're gleaming all different colors and all different sizes for all of your household tasks. There are 3 different sizes for dishwashing, I see, a large one even for your automobile, and a nice sponge dish mop for your glassware. So these are all the prizes you can win today, and whether you win one thing or not, you'll receive a wonderful, handy 3-volume set by Better Homes and Gardens. These are all your prizes. Good luck with your game, and may I say just once more, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year and happy feathers. Thank you, Janice. And I want you to meet our first contestants today, who are Mr. Randall W. Kirk and his mother-in-law, Mrs. Cook. Welcome to you both. Eddie Hart. I assume they call you Randy, is that right? I get you confused with our announcer, Randy Kraft, on our show. We try to keep you apart here. I want you to have this nice tube of Colgate's Ribbon Dental Cream with Gardol. That's a new wonder-working ingredient that I know you'll love. And here is some Colgate's Florian, which is that household air deodorant. Mrs. Cook and Mr. Kirk, that's kind of close, isn't it?
Yes, very.
Your bride didn't have to change her name very much, did she? Except for the initial. How long have you been married, Randy?
15 years.
And do you have children?
Yes, I have twin boys. They'll be 3 in April.
What do you know? Where's your wife today?
Well, she's at home, taking care of the boys.
They required a little more care than to bring them down here. That's kind of too bad. So your mother-in-law came along to,
Keep him in line.
Keep him... I wasn't going to quite put it that way, Mrs. Cook. Who is playing for whom to win what furniture here today?
Well, I'm going to answer the questions.
You're going to answer questions, and it's furniture for your home or for your mother-in-law's home?
It's for ours.
For our home. Where do you live, Mrs. Cook?
I live in Austin. Home of Spam.
Austin what?
Minnesota.
Austin, Minnesota. Mm-hmm. You're in Austin, Texas. The home of Spam.
Home of Spam.
Uh-huh. Any good Army or Navy man knows that very well. Randy, let's see now. You have a 15th anniversary coming up, I see. Is that kind of why you'd like to have this furniture, maybe?
That's the reason.
That would be a nice thing, a kitchen for your wife. Get back to work there, Tootsie, in the kitchen. Anyway, you go. All right. Well, now, since you are going to answer the questions with me, I take it, Mrs. Cook, that you're going to join Janice and look over the items in there.
Should like to.
All right. Would you go in there now, if you please, and meet our lovely lady, and you tell her all the things you are interested in. And, Randy, you come over here with me, if you will. We'll put you to work, or at least we'll put the bird to work and let him fly for you and bring some good points and feathers. You know how our game works. We have 3 rounds, the reds, the yellows, and the greens. Colors of feathers, of course. For each correct answer, a feather and an item that is in that kitchen. Now, for any total of 6,000 points, since they're worth 1,000, 2,000, and 3,000 respectively, gives you one question which your mother-in-law can help you with to go for everything that's in the kitchen. So good luck to you. Let's start you out on the red feathers as we do everybody. Bird takes 10 seconds to fly into the nest, and let's hope he flies well for you. Come a little closer to me, will you, Randy? That's fine. Okay. Famous people we have for you in a category. Our fighter pilots of all wars have as their model the popular war ace of World War I. He is now president of an airlines company. Who is he? Go.
Rickenbacker.
Rickenbacker. Bird hardly got off the back. All right. You left up one red feather. Let's see if we can add it to another one. It's an accepted fact that the king is ruler, except in cases where the royal heir is a woman. I want you to name for me the 2 currently ruling monarchs in Europe who are women. Go. Elizabeth. That's right. And? Oh, no, not Queen of Luxembourg, the Queen of the Netherlands, Queen Juliana. Queen Juliana. Well, you got one of those red feathers. Let's see what your mother-in-law is getting with that.
You have one red feather, Mrs. Cook. What will it be?
I think this automatic coffee pot.
The Flavomatic coffee maker made for you by West Bend. On to the yellows and good luck.
Good luck for me for the yellows, too. All right, Mr. Bird, let's have a few feathers here and see what Randy can do with them. Again, with famous people, uneasy, they say, is the head that wears the crown. Now, the wives of King Henry VIII found this to be very true. I want you to name for me any 3 of those 6 unfortunate ladies, wives of Henry VIII. Go.
Anne Boleyn.
1.
Mary, Elizabeth.
No. Sorry, Randy. Bird got your best there. Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn, Anne of Cleves. There were 2 Annes, you remember. Catherine Howard, Jane Seymour, and Catherine Parr. Well, we just skip over the yellows and go to the greens. They're the big ones anyway. You got 1,000 points. Give me 2 correct answers in the greens, and you got 7,000 points, which is more than you need. So let's try for it right now. You're not nervous, are you?
No, no.
Well, don't be. Come on, just keep drifting away from me here, and I think maybe you're getting unhappy. Don't. The more you relax, the more fun you'll have, and the more fun you'll have, the more questions you'll answer. Shakespeare described life in terms of an actor who struts and frets his hour on the stage and is heard no more. Now, this is often true in politics, especially vice presidents. Right now, there are 4 ex-vice presidents living. Name any 3. Go.
Ex-vice president.
Yeah. Oh, Randy, I am sorry. John Nance Garner down there in Texas. Henry Wallace, still living. Harry S. Truman. Harry Truman was vice president first, and Alvin Barkley. Of course, Richard Nixon is a current vice president, not an ex-vice president. Well, let's just go on over and join your mother-in-law and see what that one nice red feather purchased for you.
Yes, sir. They can go on my diet anyway. They have the Flavomatic coffee maker. Take home with you anyway.
And, of course, you also stand by for the drawing for that beautiful new home, and we'll tell you more about that later in the show, okay? Good luck to you. Get impatient there at home and say, why don't people answer these questions? If you're up here, you'd find out what a difference it makes, believe me. And, of course, we have more feathers and more questions on Feather and S, but before we go after them, let's pause for a moment to bring you a message of special interest.
Meet Dickie, age 8, 3rd grade, and this is his desk. His and little Susie's, that is. There just aren't enough desks to go around, or enough textbooks. Still, Dickie wants to learn, and so do Tommy and Mary and Billy. And teacher wants to teach. But when the clock strikes 12, this school day will be over for this group, and Dickie's question will go unanswered. So it is in many schools. Half-day classes, not enough room, not enough textbooks, not enough people willing to teach under such conditions. How about your community, your children? You can help solve our school problem, you know, by joining community groups working to improve our schools. And for information about how groups in other communities are taking action, write to Better Schools, 2 West 45th Street, New York 36, New York. Let's see to it that our children's questions get answers. Remember, better schools build better communities.
Bud, may I introduce Mr. Arthur Gallagher and his mother from New York City.
Hello.
Hi,
have some household chlorine for you, Mrs. Gallagher.
Thank
Made
you.
by Colgate and Colgate Dental Cream, Mrs.
Thank you.
Gallagher.
I guess you folks know that we're having a lot of fun starting on a new home on this show. Mrs. Snyder won that last lovely home and is a mighty happy gal, believe me. And we start the drawing as of today for the new one, which is a brand new P&H Harnischweger home. And it's very lovely. I guess you saw the picture of it at the start of the show.
Yes, we did.
So you'll be involved in that, too, no matter what happens in these preliminary questions. But by way of one of those preliminary questions, what do you do, Arthur?
I'm a student at Manhattan College,
Studying what?
business administration. Taking a day off today.
Are you? Kind of sneaking away from school, huh? Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Looking around?
Yeah.
Got any ideas?
Well, I'm not saying.
Mom, sounds like he's keeping secrets from you there, doesn't it, huh? Do you have any other children?
10.
10 other children? What a lovely family. How does Arthur rate in the age chronology here?
He's next to the youngest.
Next to the youngest. My goodness, you must have started mighty young.
I did.
You did. Isn't that wonderful? And that means, of course, that they're all grown. Do you have grandchildren?
I have 10 grandchildren.
Boy, you're a rich lady, aren't you?
I think so.
Do they live anywhere near you so you can enjoy them?
No, they don't. But I expect 2 this week that'll live near me.
Oh, isn't that fine? Well, gee, that's great. Your home is actually where?
In Riverdale, New York City.
Riverdale, New York City. That's wonderful. Why would you like to have this furniture, Arthur?
Oh, the kitchen is the room where my mother does most of her work. And
Oh, with a family that size, I don't doubt it.
make it a little more pleasant and easier for her.
It sure would. Well, that's a good motive and a mighty lovely kitchen to have for her, too. Guess you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
All right, well, let's get into it and see what we can do for you. Which one will shop and which one answer questions?
My mother will answer the question.
She will. Well, the last time you'll think you're smarter than he is. All right, Arthur, suppose you go in and join Janice in the kitchen there. Mrs. Gallagher, you come over here with me, if you will. Let me give you a hand. That's it.
Thank you.
And we'll meet our bird here and get started in your category and see how well we can do it. You can stand right up next to me here. Just don't pay any attention to the bird at all. He flies whether you or I look at him or not, and let's not let him heckle us into forgetting answers here. Just relax and have a good time, and let's start you out on the red feathers as we do everyone. These are worth 1,000 points each. History is involved in this first category for you. Sometimes a party can go too far. What famous American episode touched off the spark that led to the Great War for Independence here in the United States?
The
Go.
Boston Tea Party.
That's right, the Boston Tea Party. Barely got off the All right, I've got time for another one, I guess. Let's see. We still have some flight time, and let's see if we can rack up a little more. I'll tell you what, though, before we rush into it, let's take a breather for just a moment or two.
Stay tuned to see how Mr. Gallagher and his mother of New York City make out when they play Feather Your Nest.
I've been chatting with Mrs. Gallagher here, and she tells me a very wonderful thing, a very thrilling thing, and she had 6 of her boys in service during the war. And thank God for her sake, they all came back. I understand that you also have a daughter somewhere. You have a daughter, one of your daughters, you have only 2 daughters, is that right?
2 daughters.
2 daughters out of 11, and one is the nurse?
In the nurse's service.
She was?
Yes.
And did you say she had a birthday today?
Yes.
Well, happy, what's her name?
Mary.
Mary, happy birthday to you. Many, many happy returns. All right, now let's get back to your history questions. You've had 1 red feather. Let's see if we can add another one to it. Abraham Lincoln spoke words of warning for all Americans in his Gettysburg Address. He put democracy as divided into 3 categories and said that it must not perish from the face of the earth. What were those 3 categories? Go.
Of the people, for the people, and by the
That's the girl. Good for you. Well, it still has time for you to try a little bit more. Let's move along here. Royal visitors come to America from all parts of the world. Who were the first reigning English monarchs ever to visit the United States? Go. That's right, George and Elizabeth. Good. George VI and Queen Elizabeth. And we have time for one more. You're doing mighty well here, Mrs. Gallagher. For a mother of 11 children, I guess you've learned to be calm under pressure. A recent biography of a first lady has been published with more details about her life. What was the full name of Mrs. Abraham Lincoln? Go.
Mary Todd.
That's right, Mary Todd Lincoln, and you still, I think, have a little time there. That's right, there's a little more to find. We got another red feather coming up. My, you're doing great. Hawaii is now awaiting the opportunity to enter the Union as a 49th member of the United States. What does it require before this can happen? Go.
Approval by Congress.
Right you are as the first one in the Congress. Hey, going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red feathers, and let's see what your son's getting with that.
Aren't you proud of Mother?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You have 5 red feathers. What are they going to be, Mr. Gallagher?
I think on the first selection we'll take the 18
The 18-cup jumbo coffee maker made for you by West Bend. And what's your second choice?
And the second choice will be the dishes.
The dishes, the singleware, and the golden harvest pattern. And what's your third?
And the third choice will be the aluminum.
The 4-piece aluminum set plus your lovely little trig teacup. See how that works? Come here.
Yeah.
And what's your fourth?
And the fourth will be the electric mixer.
The electric portable mixer made again for you by West Bend. All right, on to those yellows, the same good fortune.
What happened to the fifth?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. You have one more. I cheated you.
We'll take the aluminum salad
The
bowl.
salad bowl. I am sorry. There we are. Good luck now with your yellows.
Oh, you Injun giver, you, Janice. All right, let's move on to your yellow feathers now. 2 men, the same last name. Their New York State homes are now shrines, the homes of Theodore and Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Where are these 2 famous homes located? Go.
Theodore Roosevelt in Oyster Bay and
We are.
in Hyde Park.
Hyde Park, right. Your 5,000 points plus that 2,000 points, you get a chance to go for everything that's in the kitchen now, no matter what happens from here on. So this is just a little gravy, and let's get some. Congress passed the bill by a narrow margin, and the Gadsden Purchase was bought for more than $10 million. Name the 2 states which were affected by this addition to American territory known as the Gadsden Purchase. Go. No, I'm sorry, Arizona and New Mexico were the 2 involved. Remember now?
Yes.
Well, you got one of those yellow feathers, and I bet Arthur's got something with that. Let's see.
Arthur, what did you have to go with all these reds?
I think we'll take the yellow table. The kitchen
The lovely
table.
kitchen table by Crown has a pie and nice top, you know. On to the greens. Good luck again.
And on to the greens you go. And again, this is just a little extra we're doing, kind of velvet. 3 states can claim that Lincoln's life was influenced by their soil. He was born in one, moved to the second, and began his career in the third before moving to Washington and lasting glory. Name any 2 of those 3 states. Go.
Kentucky and Illinois.
That's right. All right, you got yourself one of the greens now. Let's see if we can get another one. Some folks thought this man crazy. Others think he was a legend. But a tombstone in Ashland, Ohio calls him, quote, patron saint of orchards and soldier of peace. Who was he? Go.
Johnny Appleseed.
Johnny Appleseed, you're right. All right, let's go here. Time, questions, and everything else. America is composed of the original 13 states, other additions, territories, and purchases. But only one state in the Union was ever a republic, independent and on its own. Which one of the 48 was it? Go.
Texas.
Texas is right. No one ever wins a war, especially a civil war. The one between the states was given great impetus by the battle fought near Manassas, Virginia. It has been called the First Manassas, and also one of the best planned and worst fought battles of all time. One name for that battle is most famous of all. What is it known as today? Go. Civil War. Oh, I'm sorry, the Battle of Bull Run is what it was.
That's the one I knew it by.
That's the one you knew it by, but not by the other. 3 greens. Arthur, what have you got with those?
Oh, how do you feel? What are they going to be?
The refrigerator first.
The 9-cubic-foot Shelvador by Crosley. And second,
Second, the sink.
the beautiful Crosley. Think we're working our way right around the room,
right
aren't we?
around to the stove.
And the beautiful Crosley electric range. Oh, you made what I call a haul. Got all those 3 lush green items. I think,
I think she did earn a kiss.
That was wonderful.
Yes, and you trying to hold back the salad bowl.
I know, and I was trying to keep that salad.
All right, now with all those wonderful prizes you have, you also have more than your 6,000 points. Let's go. One question for everything in the kitchen. Who am I in 15 seconds from the time I say go? My towers are high, like the next day am I. 8 kings had my name, and I matched them for fame. Who am I? Go. My towers are high, like the next day am I. 8 kings had my name, and I matched them for fame.
Henry.
No, not Henry anything. Edward. Edward R. Murrow. Is who it was. My towers are high, the radio and TV towers over which he broadcasts like the next day am I. Morrow sounds like Morrow. 8 Kings had my name, Edward, up to and including the 8th, and I matched them for fame, because I guess he's as well known as they are, if not better, today. Well, you still stand by for the drawing for that new Harnischweger home, and we'll see you later in the show. Okay? Well, as always, we have more people waiting to feather the nest, but before we meet our next couple, here's something we'd like to tell you about.
Hi, honey. Hi, kid. Boy, it's great to be home again. But the law of the land requires all of us to serve a period of inactive duty, just in case we're needed again. As new veterans, we're all in the ready reserve, subject to recall in case of national emergency, proclaimed by the President. But you can transfer to the standby reserve and become less liable for recall by spare time membership in an organized reserve hometown training unit. In order to be able to plan ahead, get the details today from your nearest Marine Corps Reserve hometown training unit. And believe me, Mac, it's well worthwhile.
But our next couple is from Dayton, Ohio, Mr. Gene Hodson and his daughter, Mary Jane. Mary Jane, I have some whole cake Florian for you to take home to Mother and some Colgate dental cream for you, Mr. Hodson.
Thank you. Well, how old are you, Mary Jane?
7 years old.
And you have any brothers or sisters?
I have one brother, and he's 11 months old.
And where's he? Home with Mom today, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
That's why she couldn't come.
That's right.
You came down to help Daddy out, was that it?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm mighty glad that you did. Why, she's a bright young lady, you know that?
Thank you.
What do you do, Gene?
I'm a teacher in Dayton, Ohio.
How come you aren't teaching today?
Well, first day to play hooky in 7 years. I hope I don't get caught.
I hope you don't, too. Turn off the show out there in Dayton, Ohio. I can imagine why you'd like to have this furniture with a growing family. Who's going to shop and who answer questions?
Mary will shop.
You'll shop. Gee, I'm sorry. I thought you and I were going to have a little date there. All right, Mary Jane, you go on in the house and join Janice, if you will. And you come over here with me, Gene, and let's put the bird to work for you. Hi, if supplies for you as well as the dip for our last lady, you'll be doing all right, won't you? All right, well, good luck to you now. Current events is your category. Let's get going in it. The New Year's Day football classics are now history. For your first red feather, 3 important bowl games were the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, and the Orange Bowl. Name any one of the winning teams from those 3 games.
Ohio State.
Ohio State. What do you need? Fine. Get up to a good second. Navy won the Sugar Bowl, as you know, I guess, and the Orange Bowl was run by Duke. All right, let's get a second red feather. Spotlight on Peiping, as the UN Secretary General flies halfway around the world for a special meeting with Red China's premier. Who are these 2 important world figures?
Dag Hammer Joe and Chow.
That's right, Joanne Rye. You probably know him better than I do. Okay, another red feather, and another one coming up here. That bird is trembling. Look at that. He's been flying so much he's getting nervous. All right, try this one. Time doesn't always heal all wounds, and so an American senator underwent surgery last October. Pictures this past week showed the young Democrat leaving Manhattan for Palm Beach, Florida to recuperate. Who is he?
Kennedy.
Kennedy is right. Ooh, that bird hardly. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3 of the Reds. Try another one here. The world said goodbye last week to one of the most famous writers of our time, who died at the age of 54. He wrote Shangri-La and Mr. Chips. Who is he? Go.
Not Hemingway.
No, I'm sorry, it's not Hemingway. It's James Hilton. But you piled up 3 of those red feathers. Let's see what Mary Jane's finding with those.
Mary Jane has a wonderful list all made out here that Mother was going to want, and that's the waterless, West Bend cooking set in aluminum ware. 4-piece plus your little Trig tea kettle, dear. And your second one is the mixer, also by West Bend, the portable mixer. And third, the salad bowl, the gleaming disc salad bowl. She'll like those, won't you, Mary Jane? On to the yellows. Good luck.
Here we go with the yellow feathers coming up for you now, and I hope they hold as good luck as the others did. A new Congress means a new Speaker of the House and a new Senate Majority Leader. Both of them hail from Texas. Who are they?
Johnson
Go.
and Rayburn.
Johnson and Rayburn is right. All right, let's move along to the next one now. Another yellow feather. Here we go. If you read the papers, or have read them these past few days, you read portions of the speech by the President of Indonesia in which he said, quote, if we are to get, I don't know what this is, Irian? If we are to get Irian, we must have power, 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 and more power. What spot on the world atlas do the Indonesians call Irian? Go. No, I'm sorry, it's Dutch New Guinea. Irian. That's new one to me. I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I was talking about Iran. However, you got one of those yellow feathers. What's Mary Jane getting with that?
Mary Jane's chosen the floor cabinets, the double floor cabinet right here. Good luck with those greens.
All right. right. With 3 reds and 1 yellow, you have 5,000 points. Any one of these will give you the 6,000 and more. All papers have carried the story of the Colombo Conference of Nations. There are 5 involved. Name any 3. Go.
England, United States.
No, I'm sorry. Colombo Conference about India, Burma, Ceylon, Pakistan, and Indonesia. Well, we still did some good shopping. Let's go on over there and join Mary Jane and see what you got.
Yes, indeed. You have the double floor cabinet, and in that you can put your electrical portable mixer and all your kitchenware and your aluminum salad bowl.
And, of
They're very
course, you
well.
also stand by to draw for that beautiful new home. We'll see you later in the show, okay? Scooting out there on the terrace, and our shoppers are all going to get busy and go for the drawing, so let's join her out there and tell you about the new home.
Thank you, Bud. Our keynote is Comfortable Living for 1955, and easy, comfortable living starts inside the home, and that's where our P&H home really shines. So we have all these people who are going to want it.
We
just
sure
like
have.
they did the
That
other
beautiful new P&H Harnischweger home, and we are going to ask you to reach over the roof of the house there. We have all new numbers in there. Draw and see if you are going to be the lucky one. It's going to have to last a long time, but let's see. Reach in there and draw me a number.
First one.
We'll list your numbers and see what they're going to be. You are handing me number 300. How about that? We go a low one right away. How about you, sir? Reach over and draw.
Lower than we do.
Lower than we had the last winner. 285.
You're already...
Now what happens? All right. How about you? Reach over there and draw. You are handing me 187 right down the line. You are the holder of the present low number, sir, and you keep your fingers crossed, keep watching our show and see what happens. Meantime, best of good luck to you, and we'll start our homebody contestant drawing with our new mail next tomorrow. So thank you very much for giving me Well, I guess that's about all we have time for, except to find out what kind of a room we're going to have tomorrow. Of course, in that beautiful new P&H Harnischweger home. It's a really wonderful one, and you tell them a little bit about it.
We're going to put a dining room set in that lovely new home tomorrow, and it's going to be in the Circle D design.
Wonderful. Well, of course, don't forget that the corporation that makes the Harnischweger home is helping your community build better homes for more people at lower cost. And, boy, you can't ask a lower cost than winning one with a low number on our show. So until we see you tomorrow, happy feathers to you.
Miss Carter separates by Sportboro, Paris Furniture by Moeller. For information about any of the beautiful Drexel furniture and home furnishings on Feather Your Nest, write to Feather Your Nest, NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, 20, New York. And be sure to watch Feather Your Nest Monday through Friday, same channel, for an outfit Randy Kraft.